You keep chasing more money, more success, more wins, believing the next level will finally feel different. But it never quite happens that way. Every time you get close, the finish line shifts. You reach a goal, and almost immediately it becomes normal. What once felt exciting starts to feel expected. And without realizing it, you raise the bar again. For a brief moment, it feels like you've arrived. Then it fades quietly, just enough to pull your focus forward instead of just relaxing. And so the chase continues. Not that you truly need more, but because it starts to feel like you should. Chapter review. In Chapter 3 of The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel explains that the real problem isn't a lack of money. It's the absence of a clear definition of enough. In the beginning, your goals are grounded. You're focused on improving your life in practical ways. There's clarity in what you're working toward, and your decisions are guided by purpose. But as you grow and achieve those goals, something changes. What once felt like progress becomes your new normal. That's when expectations begin to rise, quietly but consistently. You don't always notice it happening, but your standards keep adjusting. What was once enough no longer feels like it is. And instead of questioning the shift, you respond by pushing hard, taking on more, stretching further, sometimes even risking what you've already built. This is where the danger lies, because the pursuit of more has no natural endpoint. Without a clear boundary, it becomes easy to overreach to make decisions, driven less by logic and more by pressure, ego, or comparison. Housel points out that wealth is often lost through excess, the inability to recognize when you already have enough. When more is undefined, it creates a moving target, and a moving target makes it difficult to make stable, grounded decisions. You start prioritizing what looks better over what actually works better for your life. Everything changes when you stop and ask a simple but uncomfortable question. What is enough for me? Not based on what others are doing, but what genuinely supports the life you want to live. Once you define that, your approach shifts. You become more intentional. You protect what you've built instead of constantly putting it at risk. You stop chasing for the sake of chasing. And that's where real wealth begins, not just in what you accumulate, but in the ability to feel content, in control, and clear about when to stop. Life nuggets. 1. Enough is a decision, not a number. 2. Comparison quietly distorts progress. 3. Chasing more can cost you what you already have. 4. Wealth is what you keep, not what you show. 5. There will always be someone ahead. 6. Contentment is a form of protection. 7. Knowing when to stop is power. Powerful takeaway. You don't lose because you didn't get enough, but when you never decide what enough is. When finish line keeps moving, you keep running, even when you don't need to. Thanks for watching.